Hello and welcome to No Man's Sky, everybody. ElanPaul here, and as you can saw by the title, we are doing the expedition. Now, I'm sure you've seen me do it live. I'm sure you've seen Jason do it live. I know you've seen some of the shortcut videos from other folks in regards to getting the expedition done in a timely fashion, and that's all well and good. I'm going to be doing a full video today, as you can see by the amount of time spent on this particular video. I'm not going to have a timer on the screen. I don't want to show that because basically this video length is going to be the length of that time. So you can go by the actual time in the video to see where things are occurring or doing things and stuff like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get started in a new run of the game. I'm not going to use a current save like one of these or something like that. I'm going to go down here and choose a new game, and we're going to do the expedition. Now, if things go well, and everything should go as it should, you're going to start at any number of different places on this planet, on the starter world. And in this expedition, which is the relics expedition, of course, it's likely that you're going to start near water. You may start near a forest of trees. You may start on a bare mountain top with nothing around you but rocks. So where you start is dependent upon what you're going to do first. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to go through a descriptive mode of this particular run through. Now, if things go right, like I said, you should walk away from the starter planet, or fly away if you will, with 12 milestones complete, including the fishing milestone, believe it or not. So we've learned as a group, several of us have gotten together, and we've actually produced spreadsheets, of course, of things that I'm not going to interrupt the voice. Several things that we can do while we're here, and the amount of materials we require, including scanning. Now that's a falsity. It tells you that your scanner's damaged. Your scanner's not damaged. No repair is required, so that's a little bit of a mistake there. My guess is that they took that from something else. Now, as you can see, I'm starting on a bare slope here. Okay, we got some animals around us. We got a few trees near us. This is good. This is not a bad spot. Water is necessary, but we'll find it. Okay, so I'm starting this out. So the first thing I want to do, you've got multiple things that you need to do within the expedition, of course, for scanning. The first thing is you have to discover 10 minerals, okay? So we're going to be looking into that. We might be able to get it done here. Maybe we won't. The second thing we need to do is discover 10 creatures. Now, one of the benefits of discovering all 10 is that you get creature pellets, because you also have to adopt a companion, and you have to gather, as you can see over here, feces, unfortunately, 20 of them. So it takes a little while, not to mention the fact that you also need to take a photo of 5 of them at the same time, which, by the way, gives us our fishing rig. So you can see that this is some grouping of milestones within the different phases that all interconnect with one another. So it's very important to get those things done. So we're going to start with that. We do need to locate our starship, but we'll show that in just a minute. So in the second one, you'll see we also have to eliminate hazardous flora, about 10 of them. I find it easier to do that here. You can do that on any planet, obviously, but it's easier to do it on your starter planet just to get it out of the way. It's not even for the upgrades, to be honest with you. It's just basically to get that as one last thing to do. The hardest things to do here are not only discovering the 10 creatures, because only 8 of them on this planet are land-based. 2 of them are in the water, so you need the water. But is to get your buried, broken technology that are under the ground. You have to analyze the data. It's buried caches is what we're looking for. So you need 5 of those. It's usually a good idea to go ahead and select that, and that way you can find them easier. The scanner will help you find them. The less harder thing to find is the 5 memory stones. You can usually see them from a great distance, and getting to them is a little bit easier, and finding them, again, you don't need the milestone rewards, but you can complete that pretty easily. That is pretty much it in a nutshell. We'll get to the 80 bones later. We're also going to excavate or get 3,500 units cubed underground in order to excavate. And we'll show you an easier way to do that if it'll work for me here today. We'll see what happens. So the 15 plants, you're not going to discover them all here. This planet might have 8, I think, that you can find. So you are going to have to spread this out across a couple different planets. And again, you don't need the reward for it for anything. So you don't really have to worry about that. So let's get started. We are going to collect an ancient artifact as well, and we'll show you the easy way to get that done. So let's get moving along here. Now, first things first, we're here. we're standing still. Let's scan a couple things, like, for instance, these flying creatures. You have 2 of them. Scan both. The second one may not show up at first. Just keep your eyes open for them. So we got 2 already. Now you get 6 land-based animals. I said 8. I meant the 2 above were others as well. So you got 4 total right now, and there should be a little guy right there. There it is. 5, right? There we go. That's 5, bottom right corner. Tells us we have 5. We have 1 in the distance over there. We'll see if we can't find that one. But this one's here. It linked to that one, so we're good. So that's number 6. This one, there we go, 7. Alright, so right in a few moments, we've already got 7 of the 8 creatures that we should be able to find on this side of the planet. Now, the good news is that you see there's a lot of them right here. This is good. We would want to feed them. The problem is that, oh, look at that, we got buried cash right there. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, he's just going a little nuts right there. The problem is we need carbon in order to feed them. So we need trees. So let's scan a few of those because we need to get plants here. There are 4 above ground trees that you can scan. There's the second one. There are no bushes that you can scan, believe it or not. And getting another one is going to be a little bit of a pain today. Let's see. We've got 2. There's a few over there that we can get, but I don't think we can. Oh, we can. We can. So that's 3. And there should be 1 more, but it's, again, kind of hard to find them. From this distance, it's hard to get it. I think that's the 4th one. So we need to get these in order to get some carbon. So I'm going to actually move over there. But before we leave, scan some minerals. There are 3 different rocks on the slope here. It's kind of hard to see all of them. There we go. There's 2. And there should be a 3rd one, if you can see it. These are the best rocks to get ferrite from, by the way. And you will also get crystals from it. Something I didn't know about, something that someone had to tell me about. I can't see the 3rd one right now. It doesn't seem to be showing up. But another thing that shows up very frequently on these rocky slopes are the hazardous flora. And since we need 10 of them, we can't scan them, just take them out. You also get a decent amount of oxygen from them at 15 apiece. It's very handy. So I'm going to get all 3. Try not to shoot the animals. You're going to need them. There we go. Already got that little guy. You don't need sodium for this, believe it or not. I know that some people tell you you're going to need sodium, but you don't really. I don't show you how or why, really. So just keep getting these, and you should start getting some of the crystals after a little bit. We're not really interested in the dihydrogen. Oxygen is very handy to get. There we go. That's what I was hoping for, the geodes. There's another one. Alright, that should be enough, I think. See, we got 147. And look at all the geodes I got. Look at that. And I got plenty of pure ferrite now, too. And that's the second thing we need. Believe it or not, I'm going to get rid of my dihydrogen right now. I don't. While you're in here into the main menus, I forgot to go into this. You got your exosuit, your starship, and your multi-tool, obviously. You don't need the translators. Get rid of them. One thing you're getting as a benefit is you're getting 25 chromatic metal. We're going to need that. You can delete the rest of the items you just got. You don't need those. The wiring looms are expensive, so go ahead and sell them. I always put my hazard protection in a supercharged slot. You can put your life support in one of them if you wish. I'm going to put my jetpack in another with its upgrade, and I'm just going to move this over here. In your multi-tool, I know this is going to drive you crazy. I'm going to actually uninstall and delete my boltcaster. I don't need it. We're going to get a scatter blaster later that's going to be much more powerful. We get 2 carbon nanotubes from this. Hang on to those. You see we get another 50 chromatic metal. Excellent to have. We don't need the glass. We don't need the pugnium. Just get rid of them. And you can see we got plenty of resources now. And we'll get to the ship later here in just a couple minutes. Now, as you can see, there's a few more hazardous flora. This will bring us up to 5 between the 2 that you see in the distance here. 1 and 2. Now, if you go to the caves, you can find a lot more, but you need the oxygen. So before you take one of these guys, just go ahead and take some oxygen from them, from the little gassy pods on the outside. There we go. Go ahead and take them out the rest of the way. So this will be number 6. We'll get to the rest later. So we needed carbon, like I said, correct? Let's go ahead and get some carbon. We got plenty of trees in front of us. I'm going to go ahead and grab some. I just want to get a little closer. I think these trees, I think I've already scanned those. Oh, there's our 7th animal, by the way. Eighth animal. So that's number 8. That's all we're going to get above ground. Don't look for more. You're not going to find any, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get some carbon from these trees. I need to get at least about 120 carbon to start with if we can. I need more, but we'll get to that later. Okay, there's 2. And let's get at least 1 or 2 more. You see there's a memory stone in front of me. We're going to grab that here in just a second. And I'll go ahead and get 4. I'd like to have about 300 carbon. I think that's important. Keep the mining beam a little hot. You can get these trees a little quicker. And just remember to turn it off occasionally so you can not overheat. There we go. 1 more tree ought to do it. I think we have more than enough now. Alright. So we've got 370. So I need 2 of these. But before I can scan more, I'm going to grab 2 of those. I got a good amount of condensed carbon. What we're going to do before we go any further is we're going to bring in our ship because it's fully repaired. There's no reason to go to the ship. Bring the ship to you. Now, great thing about the Explorer Craft ship is that they are frugal. They are very efficient with their fuel. Both the launch fuel, the hyperdrive fuel, everything. Your launch fuel is very important. You can get about 8 launches out of this ship before you have to refuel, rather than the usual 4 like other ships. So keep that in mind because they give you more than you need. In the Starship, what I'd like you to do is move these out of the way. Put them someplace where you can get more out of them when you get more upgrades. I'm going to move my deflector shield over here. I'm going to move this over here so that these 2 can have 2 slots adjacent to them, or if you will, right next to each other in order to do so. And you do not need your rocket launcher. Uninstall it. Gives you 100 copper. It gives you 50 condensed carbon. You notice you already get 2 launch fuels, so you're in good shape there. Take the dihydrogen jelly and the repair kit you do not need, so you can just delete it. Okay. Now I'm going to get in my ship, and I'm going to go through the starting sequence real quick. The ship communicator registers an incoming message. The frequency is unusual, broadcasts on an antiquated bandwidth, but the signature is identifiable. The Galactic Paleology Society? Paleology Society. That sounds better. We're going to answer the hail. Now, I'm not going to go through the rest of the storyline. You guys have seen it many, many times by now, and we're just going to go through it. We're just going to let them go through, and we're going to accept the schedule, and we're done. Now, I like to, before I leave the ship, put it into third-person view. There we go, and then exit the ship. You can get out of the ship a little quicker. All right. Now, with that first milestone comes 2 things. Several things, actually. We get a signal booster, surge batteries, and we get upgrade modules. Okay, so let's take a look. One of them is the refiner. We need to get that started. So I'm going to load this up with some of my condensed carbon I've got. And I'm going to put my copper in there to make it into chromatic metal. That's it. Now, while I'm over here, too, make sure you have 2 of those carbon nanotubes and make 1 more. There we go. You're going to need 3 later. We have plenty of ferrite dust, so while I'm also here in the menu, I'm going to make a metal plate. Now, we have enough chromatic metal that I'm also going to need to make 1, 2 antimatter. Brings us down to 25, but we have 50 more here. All right, we're good to go. Got everything we need. Let's go ahead and continue. Now, I need to feed some animals. Let's take a look around. Let's get that memory stone while I'm here. All right, got our first memory stone. We need 4 more. Take a look around and make sure there's a bunch of animals nearby. We do have a bunch here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this menu. I'm going to set this to a hotkey for the creature pellets. And then when I go ahead and release it, let's see how many animals we get. We got 4 coming this way. There's a few more down that way. Don't go too far away. They won't be attracted to you. Okay? Got to get pretty close to these guys. There's 3 more. 4 more, actually. So that's 8. I'd love to have 10. There's 1 on the slope over there. I don't see any others that are not extremely far away. Looks like there's 1 over this way, maybe, unless I'm catching this guy. I am catching this guy. So we got 8. It's not fantastic. I'd love to have 10. See if that will bring him. Yes, it does. That's bringing it up to 9. And while you have all these folks in front of you, immediately go into your picture menu. Make sure you got all 5 showing. Take a picture. And that gets you another milestone. Alright, so we've got a bunch of guys here. Now what we're interested in is we're interested in these guys all, there you go, pooping all over the place, unfortunately. So as these guys come over here, we will start acquiring more Fecium. Check around, make sure there's not anybody else around. If there are, not the flying ones, of course. That one's a little too far away, too. I think we've got enough creatures here that I think we're going to be alright. Yeah, see, I attracted one more. So I think that's 10. And we're just going to let them do their business. Now, I've got 6 more left. I just got to make sure I keep 1. Got to get these guys to go a little bit more, so they're going to all keep going. And while they're going, I'm going to start picking this up. We're going to count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 7 so far. You see that they got question marks again. So drop 1 more pellet down. And you'll attract those guys to you. 8, 9, oop, there's another one, 10, 11, and we're going to adopt one after this. Got to get separated enough, 12, 13, 14, 15, whoop, don't want to attract the guy real quick, 16, okay, we're up to 16 samples. There's a 17th, 18th, need 2 more. 19. That's 18 actually, I think. 19. We need 1 more. There it is. Alright, we're good. I can get to the sample. Okay, let's move these guys away. They're getting annoying. But we have enough there now. Okay, so everybody keeps defecating everywhere. Choose 1 animal, feed it, and then adopt it. I'm going to immediately put him away because I don't want him following me around. So there's another milestone complete, right? And we got plenty of feces here, so you want to get rid of the animals. That should get us, there it is, 20. Just shoot your laser 1 time. And we'll scatter. Okay? Alright, so while we're here, let's scan some rocks. You can do that while you're waiting for the animals to leave themselves everywhere. Scan just a couple of them. The polished stones you can't scan, unfortunately. And I think that should take care of things. I think we got all the trees that we can find here. There is, again, 1 more tree out there someplace, and I'll find it later. And it is nighttime. It is a great time to do it. So what do we do with our milestones here? This one's okay. It gives us life support upgrades and life support gels. I'm going to go ahead and grab that because you're going to need it later. Okay. So we have life support gel, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. It'll help us out a little bit. Alright, second thing we need to do. Let's jump back in. We do need the snapshot. We need to make our fishing rig. There we go. Fishing rig. Exoskiff we don't need, and now we have all the recipes for lures. So we're going to get a special lure here, but let's put the fishing rig in first. Guess what we need? We needed 3 carbon nanotubes. Glad you made that extra one, right? You need the dihydrogen jelly. Grabbed it from the ship, and there's your extra chromatic metal, 60 of it. So your fishing rig is now installed and ready to go. Switch over to your mining beam. You're going to need it. Alright, we do need to make a lure. One of the lures we need to make is called a nocturnal lure. It requires 2 antimatter, that's what I made that for, and the metal plate, which is why I made that. But we need 40 cytophosphate. There is 1 plant underwater that will give us that. So as soon as we can find water, we'll look for it. Now one thing I do see right in front of me is I see some more hazardous plants. I'm going to go ahead and grab 1 more serving of the oxygen and take out the plant for number 7. There we go. Oh, there's 1 more right there, actually. I didn't see him. Yep, little guy. That's 8. We only need 2 more plants. But, remember what I said earlier? We need to get, this is number 9, we need to get that buried cache. So we're going to start looking for those now. Since we don't really have anything more to look for, we might as well just start looking for that. So I'm going to go back in here. You'll notice we have a phase 5, but the hexite is really not necessary, so I'm not going to do that. So we have 1, where is it? 1 memory stone so far. We need to find our, there it is, analysis recovered, the buried caches. So select that, and as you scan, it'll show you where you need to go. So we got 1 at 220. Let's head there. We should have all the resources we need now. Maybe a little bit more condensed carbon would be handy. Oh, there's our 10th plant. Let's go ahead and grab him. Done. There you go. Counted right today. We're going to find more minerals on the way, so get your scanner out, switch off, and as you can find rocks that you can scan, by all means scan them. You can stay away from the hazardous plants now, you don't need them anymore. Oh, did I pass it? I did. I just walked right over the top of it. And you don't have to dig down, as long as you're standing on top of it, you can get it. Select it. You have to get in here and get rid of it. It gives you an nanite bonus. And now you can look for another one. If you try to look for another one while you have that one in your inventory, it's going to get confused and it's not going to allow you to do anything. My suggestion is too, once you get into an area where you can see a little bit, look for memory stones too. I don't have any over there. There is one all the way over there at 400. You can see them easier than you could see any others. So I'm going to grab this extra oxygen here. There we go. Don't be afraid to use your jetpack if you don't have any step counters to make here. Okay, we got another one. There we go. That's 2. Hopefully it'll find more. There we go. Good. We're on to it now. Yep, there's one over there. 227, 385. So hopefully we can grab that one. And we got 250. I'm going to head towards the 250 one and use it as a tracker to get back to the other one. Love to be fishing right now, but we're going to get these done in an order. We can always find the nighttime side when we wish. And we can pull on our ship again at any point in time. I'm going to scan a rock here. That one's a little bit far away. Is that one of the trees I need? No. Oh, there's a tree. That's a tree I'm missing. Number 4. Alright. We're going to catch some underwater too, so. Okay. That's our second memory stone. Let's head to the buried cache. Looks like we have another one right over there. It's fantastic. This is a good starting point, I think. Alright, so this one. Select it. It should take me to the other one right there. And we have a memory stone nearby, I believe. It should be over here, I think. I think I can't quite see it because I think something's in the way. There it is. That's the one, 205. And one just beyond it, and another one beyond that. That's fantastic. We should go in that direction next, I think. Let's grab this one. Up. Remember I said we needed this? A little bit more condensed carbon. It's good to have a little bit of extra because it helps you recharge things. And we'll be doing that later. Now, the fact that we have our, what do you call it, pure ferrite already, we don't have to refine any ferrite into it. Or polished stone. Polished stone makes it to pure ferrite, so good to know. So we've got 4 now, okay? Now before I go, oh, we have one real close by. Let's go ahead and grab it. This will be number 5. Excellent. Wow, we got very fortunate here. It's going to be a pretty interesting run. And we have some rocks that we can scan. I think. Nope, that wasn't a rock. I must have already got that rock. Okay. Last one. Pick it up. Take it. You should get your milestone achievement now. Give it a moment. There it is. Alright. So remember I said we have these guys here? Let's grab them while we're here. We are going to have to dig underground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that one. And we'll head towards it. Remember we had to get the 3500 underground? When I see caves like this, I'm going to head towards them with my... with my terrain manipulator. Go into the flattening stage, you'll get more cubic footage, and if you watch your silicate powder count, as it goes up quickly, it goes up at a good rate, you're in a good spot. And the darker the ground underneath you, the more black you see, the more you're going to pick up. If it's yellow, it's not going to pick up as much. So if you're on the edge of a cave system, it's usually better for you. Now, a cave system's going to be great because there are a couple flowers and a couple more minerals in there we can pick up on. See, we're already at 1600. You see how it's counting really, really quick now. And I just saw a cave behind me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that cave here in just a moment. See, look at that. We'll come back to it in a minute when we get to our 3500. Being near the cave tends to get this to eat more. I don't know how else to describe it to you. You see our it's dropping fast. We're going to have to recharge here in a moment. There we go. And we're going to use use what we just picked up to get it. And we should get our 3,500 here rather fast. Let's go back. There we go, 3,500. And I'm going to recharge it one more time just to get it up to maximum. I'm going to switch back over to my mining. Okay, so now that we're over here, scan a couple things. Scan your stalactites and stalagmites. That's one. We're going to scan the flowers. There's 2 down here. Those are stalagmites. Okay, we don't need any. Contrary to popular opinion, you don't really need any extra batteries. I have one already, and I don't seem to need a second one ever. You're not going to spend enough time out of your ship to get anything. So, and if you're having trouble getting hazardous plants, there's plenty in the cave system here, guys. The second flower does not seem to be present, so we are just going to head towards our memory stone. Now, another little trick to show you on getting above ground. So, go back to your terrain manipulator, go from the eating stage, switch over to creation, flattening, and then this. This is refilling it in. Stand in a spot, and it will refill and pop you out onto the ground above. Not bad, right? It's a quick way to get out of a cave. Of your own creation, that is. Alright, so where is our memory stone? I had it selected. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see it. Alright, so let's get our memory stones. I don't know how many we have. We're going to check in just a minute. There we go. Sometimes the memory stones give you more. So I got 3. I got 2 more to go. And there should have been one right over here. That's going back the wrong way. There we go. There it is. 291. And I think there's one more. Oh, there's 2 over this way. Let's go for the 248 and the 377. They're real close by. So we're doing pretty good here. We've been on this planet about 20-25 minutes. Got several milestones, which we're going to go over here in just a moment. Ah, good. That one gives nanites, and that's very, very handy. See, it gives quite a bit. And there should be one more right in front of us, I think. There we go, 120. Okay. So this is our 5th one. There we go. That's it. And it gave us more nanites. Fantastic. And there it is, 5 memory stones. So what do we have left? Let's take a look. So we have our first one here. What we want to do here, so we got this one. We do need to get an ancient artifact, so let's take a look for one real quick. I think it's here with us. No, it's not. Okay. Normally you need sodium to make one of those, but let's pull in our ship because there's really nothing more to do here in this area. So I'm going to pull the ship in, and now you're going to find that because it's on your ship, you can actually create one. So I'm going to drop it down, and you already got it ready to scan for ruins. Make sure that that's present before you hit the button. It's going to look for a ruin for us, and we'll get that going. And there it is. Okay, good. So that's done. Now, believe it or not, I know this is going to hurt you, you don't need this anymore. Don't collect it. It just takes up inventory space. You know what else takes up inventory space? Those surge batteries. You don't need those anymore either. Get rid of them. You notice that I've pulled my ship in twice, and I'm only down to 75%, by the way. I use 12% each time. Now, we do need to get a warp cell, but we'll get that later. Alright, so it's time to go find water. Let's look at the rest of our milestones again. So we have this ready to go. We're going to go find it here in just a moment. We do need 4 more minerals, but we can get them at any time as long as we get them before we start searching for bones. Because you'll notice that inventory slot times 5, that's really handy, let me tell you. Not having that is a pain in the neck. Alright, so we're going to try to get that, and we should be able to get the rest of our rocks underground. Underwater. So by the time we're done here, these 3 milestones should be complete. 1, 2, 3. Over here, we've got these 3 complete already. This one gives us just decorative stuff. This one gives us stuff for our ship. So we can get that right now if we wish, but the navigation data is not necessary. We do need to get 2 more creatures. We're going to get them underwater. So these 4 will be complete. That's 7. You have this one, the 8th. None of these will be completed here, but we will get a few more extra plants. So we'll have 8. Then this one is done. Number 9. We've already got it. The salvage data is money. Grab it. Because you sell those at the space station. That'll give you all the money you will ever need for anything. But that's number 9 milestone. The number 10 and 11 milestones are here. This one we don't really need. And this one has dirty bronze. It's handy to sell, but you don't have to get it if you don't wish. So that's 11. Okay, so we literally have 11 milestones complete. We have to get one more completed. 10 complete, right? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 milestones complete. We're going to complete 2 more here, so that'll be 10. And we'll complete the 2 creatures, so that's 11. And we're going to get a special one, catching a bonefish, which will be 12. All right, so let's go ahead and get a move on here. I need to get to that relic. Let's start with that. See, notice my launch field didn't go down that far? All right. So we're going to get out into space for a moment. Now this will make sentinels appear, just so you know. They're not dangerous or anything as long as you don't shoot them. And if you got all the resources, they're not going to come after you. Okay, this is on the other side of the planet apparently. We may be getting to nighttime. Good. But I don't know what time of night we're going to be at, so we have to do this delicately. We may have to come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head towards this. You notice we got bodies of water to my right and left. The one on the left would probably be a better one, which looks like a very large body of water out to the far left. Alright, I'm going to increase my speed here a little bit. Oh, this one's near the ocean. Isn't that interesting? Alright, we got to see what time of day it is, though, when we get out of our ship, because we don't know right yet. I'll show you that in just a moment. So here's our ancient relic, okay? Now we can get this at any time. We don't have to get it here right away. We can do our fishing, that'll be better. But I'm going to leave my ship here. Time of day is just after midnight, so let's get to some water. It has marked it, which means that we can come back to this at any point in time. Am I right? I think I'm right. I just want to move over here to the water. And we can always know that our relic is behind us, right? Okay, let's head for the water. I'm going to turn on my headlamp so I can see. And we're going to scan some things. So we got to scan some rocks. Let's go ahead and get those. 1, there should be one right here. 2. We need 2 animals. Let's get this on in this item as well. We'll get that plant. Okay, there is a biological entity. There's 1. 2. That's all you need. But if we have another rock, there it is. Gives us our 4 rocks. Okay? Descendants, and you got your rocks. So you're all done there. Let's check real quick and I'll show you. So we've got Rockhound done. Okay, that gives us our 5 inventory slots. I'm not going to do it right now. It's not necessary. And you see we got Descendants done as well. Okay, so those are all complete. Now we need to find an extra couple of plants because we have to catch a bonefish. Alright, so we're looking for a specific plant, and there it is. Not this one. It's the one on the other side. Oh, no, it is that one it caught. Okay, it caught that one. This is the one I was trying to get, but that's okay. Alright, so those funky looking plants right there have our cytophosphate. Now, you may get attacked when you get it, but that's okay. So that's 1, and it gave us... How much did it give us? 22. We need 18 more. There's a couple more. I'm getting very lucky here. Get 18, we're in good shape. We didn't. Okay, let's get more here. I'm being attacked. See, told you. Alright, so we have enough cytophosphate. The other thing we need is we need a depth, very deep depth of about 50 meters, or 50 units, pardon me, as it calls it here. So I'm going to dig down from here, drain manipulator, widest setting, and swim with it so you get as straight a hole as you can. And let's see how deep we can go here. 40? 50? We got 50. Wow, 60. Okay, we got very fortunate again. 60's good. Now I'm going to come up this way and carve a hole because you're not quite going straight down and you're not going to quite go straight up. Oh, don't freeze on me. It's frozen. I don't believe this. Alright, we're going to pause the video and I'll come right back, guys. And we're back. Okay, so we're going to dig that hole. The problem is, you'll see what happened here. It looks like it's daylight. Sometimes that can happen. Reload. Notice it's daylight now, so it kind of screwed me on that sense. And it is, oh, it's late in the day though. It's 5:30. So what I'm going to do here, I wish I could put a marker here of some sort. I think I know how to do that. Hold on, I got an idea. We're going to put a marker here by blue. Well, blue. Is that a big enough marker for anybody? So we got a hole there ready to go, okay? Let me dig it out the rest of the way. There we go. Make sure that we have this down to the depth we need it. Okay. We want about 50 if we can. There we go. Let's see if it locks up again on us, right? Alright. Okay. So right in between these would be the best place to go, but I'm going to go ahead and carve it out just a little bit and make sure we've got everything we need. Alright, that looks good. So. There we go. So we've got ourselves a fishing hole, if you will, right by this post. Alright, let's go get before... Oh, it's getting to night already. Isn't that fabulous? Alright, so we've got our cytophosphate. Let's go ahead and make our shadow lure. So that's the one we want to use. We don't want to use the bionic one. We're going to use the shadow lure. So let's go into our multi-tool. Shadow lure in there. There we go. Let's switch over to our fishing rod. We know that this is our marker, so I'm going to go on the other side over here. And let's see how deep we go. Now, I'm going to have to keep hitting the H button to make sure that that shows up. So 39, not quite where I want to be. Let's go out a little further. 24. Okay, great. 36. 32. Well, that's weird. It should be getting... Let's move over to the right. Maybe it's just off a little bit. I'll get it. Don't worry. Oh, great. An electrical disturbance. Just what we need. A little bit more to the left. A little bit more to the left. I'm hoping that we're going to hit it here. 39. I want to get beyond 40 if I can. Alright, let's stick with 40 and see how we do. We can always move to the left a little bit more. Now what you're looking for, watch the fish that are swimming around. You want the biggest fish. See, these are medium-sized. That's a medium-sized fish. We're probably not going to get the bonefish that we're looking for. Move over to the left once it's hooked, and I'll show you. Yeah, after 47 hits, he'll finally take the lure. There you go. And you can't set it to auto catch. You got to do it yourself, guys. Alright, see? So I'm going to move just a little bit more to the left. 43. Let's go ahead and do that. Ah, you see how they're bigger fish this time? There's no small fish amongst them. Let's see if we get a big fish this time. Oh, that was a medium-sized one, I think. Okay, a little bit more to the left. I think we can get to the 50. I think I was just off. Ooh, a little bit more. I think we got it. There we go. 50 is a great spot to fish in. Anything beyond 50 will usually pull in large fish. So you see these are all either medium or large. Hopefully we get a large one. I think that's a large one, but it'll be close. Okay, jungle redfin is what we're looking for. That's a good one. There we go, 52. Had to go a little further out. Wish that electrical disturbance would go away. It's kind of unnerving me there. See, if you get a little fish that pops up, see, that's too small. So I'm going to go ahead and cast again. Even though it might have taken a lure or your bait, I want a big fish to start attracting its attention to this. Not sure if that's a big one or not. The angle's off. Might be another jungle redfin or hypnotic. Okay, let's go again. Good. See, that time there's a little fish in there now. Well, no, that's a medium. If we get a big fish to come up, that looks like a little one. Let's go ahead and let him go. Rather than fight him, just let him go. I didn't want to move my mouse, I moved it. Now there's a little fish amongst these guys. I want to see if we can get a big one to attract this time. That's a little one too. Let's go a little bit further out. There we go, 56. Oh, these electrical disturbances are driving me nuts. Big fish, big fish. Everybody hope for a big fish. There we go, that's a big one. That's what we want. Better chance of getting a big fish when you go beyond 50. And it might be the one we're looking for. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bonefish, look at that. That's how you catch them, folks. Very good. So you're done here. You don't need to go any further. Alright, so let's get our ancient relic, if we will. And you notice it's missing now from our view, but that's okay. We kind of know where it is. There it is, right there. And I'm going to take just a jaunt over here real quick. Bring the ship in so it's there when I need it. Okay, so we need to unbury this. Let's go ahead and go here. I'm going to make and pick up the key. That's key number 1. There's another key here if you know where to look. Boy, that electrical disturbance just wants to follow me, doesn't it? There's the second one. Okay. If you follow the path of this one here, that'll bring you to your third one. There's more here. You can get more, but you only need the 3. It shows you where your large cache is right down there. So, just dig down, drop in, and unlock it. 1, 2, 3. And you got it. Rare item. Milestone complete. Okay, so let's go over our milestones. Let's get into our ship so the electrical disturbance doesn't kill us. Alright, let's check our milestones, shall we? We're going on to dig 1. That's where our next expedition is leading us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you have 12 milestones complete on the first system, and it took us about, it says 42 minutes, but with all the explanations and everything like that, it took us a little bit longer. Normally it takes you about a half hour to get through all that. So that's not bad if you're just taking your time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to collect these now while I can. We don't need the base computer, but having the upgrades is pretty nice, including Scatter Blaster. Now this multi-tool has a slot in it that's supercharged, so I'm going to drop it in there, man. That's going to be pretty cool. You don't need the fish. You can sell them later. There's a lot of things you're going to sell in here because you don't need it anymore, so we're going to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Back to the starship. I'm going to be selling this for the nanites because I need some extra. We're going to put this in here, though. Okay, good. We need that. Next, let's see. These are our slots. 5 slots. Good deal. So that's very handy. Alright, what do we get out of that? Let's take a look. We get a shield module, which we're also going to sell. We're going to sell the hazard protection. We're going to go ahead and take this because it can come in handy. Alright, next. We've got Descendants, Supreme Radiation Protection. Good to have. We'll go ahead and grab it. We're going to grab this because there's 2 sublight pulse engine modifications that we need from it. This we're going to get just for the money. Okay. Number 3. Hadal Core's Aquatic Treasure. Go ahead and grab it. We're just going to sell them anyway. We don't really need them. Now you can do something with those Hadal Cores. I bet you're already thinking it. The Hexite is useless to us, and the Dirty Bronze is kind of useless, but we'll take it for the money, even though we don't really need it. Okay, so we're done here. Let's go in here and see what we ended up with. So I'm going to move this over to my other inventory. So this is our first part for our pulse engine and the second part for our pulse engine. You'll never get anything else. I'm going to move this over. We're going to get rid of our navigation data. You're never going to need it. And we're just going to move these over because we need to sell those. Okay? So it leaves you with 5 launch fuel. You see where we are with the launch thrusters. Pretty good. And we're going to be selling these too, so I'm going to leave them in this inventory. So let's jump over here for a moment. Let's install our toxic and radiation protections. So we're in good shape as far as that's concerned. But you notice we're a little low on chromatic metal. We need to make a warp cell, right? Well, if you go back to your multi-tool, you don't need the rig anymore. Uninstall it. And you'll notice I now have 45 chromatic metal. That is enough for 1 antimatter, as you'd see, and 1 antimatter housing. We need 30 oxygen and 50 ferrite for that, right? So you can make 1 warp cell. Now, what good is one warp cell? Well, it gets us to one location. So I'm going to show you a system that is a very handy system to go to for what you need. Alright, here we go. We're not going to stay in the starter system. We're not going to the starter space station. You notice that when it pulls out, it's heading downwards on an angle. But if you look at the purple star right above, now it may be different on yours. My coloring is different on this. But if you look at this system right here, Nandima is a very good system to go to. The space station has everything you could possibly need. Now, the one thing you won't find in the trade market or that is in the trade terminal or with the pilots, you may have a hard time trying to find chromatic metal, and we know we all need that. But there is other ways of getting chromatic metal. You're thinking, oh, you found copper. No, not just copper. So we're going to head to the space station. We've already got our milestones rewards, if you will. So, here we go. It always brings us to the first parking space. Very nice. Thank you very much, Hello Games. We appreciate you. Now, we have about 700 nanites or so. We're going to need a little bit more than that. So that's the reason why I said we're going to sell some things, right? So this is our ship merchant. And we're going to sell in our starship inventory these 2 upgrades. This will give us more than enough. Look at that. More than enough nanites. Now stay in your starship inventory, scroll down to the next section, you get an S-Class hyperdrive module, and you can get yourself an A-Class hyperdrive module, more than you'll ever need for the entire expedition. But also grab the 2 C-Class upgrades for ship weapons. No, you don't really need them, but I'll show you why. If you install these, install them, you get not only some wiring looms you can sell and some silver you don't need, but you get 250 cadmium. Dropped up in your refiner, and you're going to get your 25 chromatic metal. So there's how you get your chromatic metal. While you're waiting, put your upgrades in. Now your hyperdrive range is up to 700 plus, and you've got efficiency. See, 100% efficiency. So that means you're going to use less warp cells than you would normally use. Very, very nice. Go to your galactic trade terminal and sell off all the stuff you don't need. You don't need your dihydrogen jelly. You don't need the fish. Let's get rid of those. This paint shade bulb we'll get rid of. The cytophosphate, the dirty bronze, the more fish. Keep these things. You do need them. That is the silicate, oxygen, condensed carbon. You don't need all the silicate, but it's good for and handy. You need your life support. You do not need your carbon nanotubes anymore. The hadal cores you can turn into nanites, but there's no nanite gold, so just sell them. Projectile ammunition you need. Get rid of any treasures you picked up. The fecium, the wiring looms, we're going to keep the carbon, of course. We don't need any more creature pellets. These clippings we can get rid of. We need those. Get rid of the dihydrogen, the bionic lures, which are useless to us now, and the salvage data. Oh, one more fish. So we've got everything cleared out of our inventory. Go into the buy section and grab all the ferrite dust you can get, only because it's cheap. And then go to the lowest section. You'll see this pyrite and uranium. Switch over to your starship inventory. Dump it in there. That's all you need. While we're here, we're going to grab the chromatic metal. And now we're going to move everything except our ammunition into our inventory. Now before you go, make sure your life support's up to snuff. Put everything into your starship inventory. Alright, good deal. And I'm just going to drop this down into a lower slot down here because I don't need to look at it. Alright, so we are all set. Everything's ready to go. The only thing we have not done is make our warp cells. And since we have plenty of chromatic metal, make 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Drop it in. It's only 55%, but you've only got 5 jumps to make from here. And it will be more than enough. There you go. On our way. On to dig site number 1. Dig site 1 is now going to be capable of reaching in 1 jump. There you go. Look at that. 1 jump. Easily made. There we go. And now, we're just going to wait just a moment. So our place that we're going is to the bottom right over there, but I'm going to do something a little different. We need to get our bones here. We need 80 of them, right? That's a lot of bones to get. If you go to the Discoveries menu in this system here, you see there's a little moon here called Ioka, and it has ancient bones. Because it's a moon, it's smaller. It's literally directly in front of you. Head straight for the moon. Select it like I did and head straight for it. Do not deviate left or right. Don't go to the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere. Don't go all the way to the east or the west. Head straight for the planet. I have tried in every single location on this planet, and I found the most efficient means of getting your bones is to go straight at this planet and land in the dead center of it. We are going to be using our ship's launch thrusters quite a bit, so go ahead and load them up, get them up to maximum. You've got plenty of launch fuel. This will give you 40 launches, and it'll be more than enough to take care of whatever you need. Okay? You notice we only use 6% of our hyperdrive fuel? That's why you only need 2 hyperdrive cells. Warp cells, that is. Head straight for it. Again, do not deviate. I mean, yeah, you deviate a little bit. It's not a big deal. We're going to spin here in just a minute, but we're going to stop. Now, remember those plants we needed? We need to get those plants here. You're going to get about 6 plants, I think 7 actually, that you could scan here. So before you get into the scanner looking for bones, start scanning plants. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a little kind of a bushy one in here someplace too. There we go. That's right there. Plant life. There we go. Oh, it's right there. Just a second ago. There we go. That's 5. There's the bushy thing. And there should be 1 more, but I don't see them at the moment. Oh, there they are. 6. So you should get a total of 6 from this planet. Oh, there it is. 7. I knew there were 7 plants. Alright, so we'll check that out. We got 15 new plants because we discovered some underwater on the other planet. So there we go. Our plant milestone is now complete as well. Let's take a look and see what we got now. Remember, you got to go to Dig 1, complete a fossil, defeat an ancient guardian, which we'll do here, and assemble an avian skeleton. The only thing that's going to be left after we leave this system is reassembling the avian skeleton. So you see how many milestones we have complete here? You can get this if you wish, but you're only getting delicate flora out of it. It's not really necessary to get the phase reward. A milestone reward, that is. Okay, so let's continue on with our archaeologist. Just follow the path here, guys. And go where it tells you to go. It's the best way to get this done. You will only have 1 spot that you will have to go a little bit further out in order to discover the skeletons from your ship. But other than that, every single skeleton location is going to be found with your scanner. Switch over to your terrain manipulator. Here we go. Largest setting. Carve it out. Now, you notice there's no guardians here, so we're just going to take the 3 bones that we found. You will only have 2 locations that you're going to find 1 bone each. 2 locations that you find 2 bones each. Most everything is going to be 3 or more. So just keep that in mind. So once you're done, look for the next location. If you're too close to your ship, it'll try to get in your ship. Okay, so we got more than 1 bone there. Let's go ahead and go. I'm just going to hop, skip, and jump here. There's not going to be a lot of communication going on. You've got a lot of milestones done, and this takes you about 15 minutes to get all these. And you have to fight your guardians, and we're going to do that in a minute. You notice that it showed 2, but now I'm seeing 5. Let's see how many we actually do have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5 this time. Okay, good. Do a quick circumference just to make sure there isn't a bone nearby. Get locked in on your next one. And before you leave, switch over to your scatter blaster. Defeat one of the guardians. Oh, we got 2. Good. 1 down. There we go. Wow, that's powerful. It's nice to have a supercharged slot. Okay, so two guardians down. Switch back over to your terrain manipulator. Make sure it's in the largest setting. Get in your ship. Off we go. And we're going to go land over there right now. Alright, slow down, slow down. Take it easy. And we're down. Alrighty, and let's take a look. So this location looks like it has 2. It turned out to be 3. Let me check. 1. This one over here. 3, see? 3 bones. Alright, good. That's a good amount. It's not great, but it's good. Switch back over to my scatter blaster. And there's the big guy. There we go. 3 down. Reload. Switch back over to your array manipulator. Largest setting. Did we already? No, we didn't scan. I forgot to scan and set up my next one. Hold on. There it is. There. 347. Now most would be like, oh, run it. No. You'll get over there quicker with your ship, and you'll see how the launch thrusters are really, really efficient. So we really don't have to worry about it. You want to run around, by all means. Your choice, of course. But I choose to do it this way. Alright, now I think this place only has 2. There we go. 1. Now I'm just going to go this way. 2. Okay, this is only 2. That's fine. We've got plenty of guardians. This is going to be a big guardian this time, so I'm just going to move over here real quick. Where do you appear? Oh, I got these guys. 2. Okay, 1 down. Is there another one? Did I get 2? No, that was just 1. I think I just knocked them down. Okay, so we just got 1. We got 1 more to go in. Alright, let's take a look. Here's our next location. You notice it's almost 1,000 blocks away. Units. I'm going to switch over to my terrain manipulator. Okay. Go. 13 bones so far. Got the counter going on the screen. I don't know how many is here. It says 1 right now, but oh, look at that. Yeah, we got a big rocket over here. I like to dig it out first so I can see where everybody is. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 6. All right, do a quick circle. Sometimes this one's way deep, so. Switch over to my scatter blaster. And it looks like we got 2 of them back to back. So we're going to take them both out even though we only need 1. There we go. Because I don't want it following me around. Okay, we're done with our scatter blaster. Ray manipulator at full size, and it's taking us over here. 900 units away. Off we go. So we're up to 19. And now it's just, we're not going to be fighting. So it goes a little bit quicker from this point forward. Because you're just going to be picking them up one by one. Just leaving. You don't have to switch over your weapons or anything like that. I think this is another 2 if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2. Yep, no more here. Okay, good. There we go. And off we go. Down we go. This one I think is a 1 bone location. But I've learned to not be upset at the fact that I only found 1. Because you find so many more later on. There you go. Locked in. So yes, just 1 that time. That's okay. We're up to 22. We're more than a quarter of the way there. And things should go much, much faster from this point. Didn't notice my launch thrusters. Let me check them real quick. Up there empty, so I'm going to fill them up with the launch fuel. Go. You see? This is where it gets made up. So there's a lot more here than you realize. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But wait, you see this more yellow. You just have to be on top of them. 7, 8, 1 more over here. 9, Guess that made up for it, didn't it? And you remember what I told you? First, we want to scan. Lock it on one. Switch to your build unit and pop right up at the ground. Switch back, make sure you're in your largest setting. Okay, good. Alright, let's go to our ship. We got 9 bones out of that one. That was really good, wasn't it? So we're up to 31 now. And it's right over here. Off we go. Try not to land on top of the bones. You can't dig under your ship, so a little tip of info. There's at least 3 here. It's like 4 now. 4. And 1 all the way down. Okay. 5. That's 5. There might be more down here. Let me just double check real quick. There was. Okay. 6 and 7. There we go. 6 and 7. Good. That's good. Use that trick again. Oh, my bad. There we go. Alright, where is the ship? There we go. We're going to do a quick scan. Where are we going next? Glad it didn't go too far away. 981. If we got to the ship, it might not have found it. Okay. We're up to 38 bones. We're about halfway there. We don't have to get the full 80 here. As long as we get more than 75. 75 or more, that is. We'll be alright. Alright, got a good group here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's look at 4. Okay, good. And if you look through here and there's one really close by, like you didn't catch it, yeah, that's what happens. That one's 987. If you look, see, it's at 996. If we had gotten into the ship, it's at over 1,000, so we would not have seen it from the ship. So that's why I stop where I'm at and I look. Okay, this one's by an archive. Always remember that archive. I think this is only a 1 or 2 bone location, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, this is a big one. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I think that's it. 4? Yes? Yeah, that's it. Next location. There's another one over here that you can go to, but I prefer to go to the one that's closer. It gets me in the right direction that I need to be going. Alright, so how many bones? What do we got? 46. About 30 more bones to go, right? I like to get them all here because, again, this is an easier planet to get them from. And land on top. I kind of did, but not bad. Let's get these 3. I just missed one. 1, 2, and 3. 2 more over here. 1 and 2. Good deal. Where to? Okay, that one right there. Okay, you notice it says no inventory slots free, right? So we're going to take a look in here real quick, and you see how everything's full. Now, if we did need, I'm going to get rid of this, even though it's very expensive. If we did need pure ferrite, we could put this in our refiner and make it into pure ferrite, but we've got plenty already, so I don't need much. You only need 125. We're going to get rid of our silicate powder. I'm just going to recharge this first. Delete that. That frees up 3 spaces. And let's put some stuff in our ship inventory. I'm going to clear out the top row. Should give us enough room for everything else. Okay? Alright, so you're clear now. 51 bones. Usually when you get to about 50, that's when you start having inventory issues. So we got less than 30 to go. This is a good finding here. Good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Not perfect, but good. Okay. We're up to 55. So 20 more at the very least is how many we need. Ah, daytime, which means your old protection is not going to be needed anymore. You notice we're not in the ship very often, so we don't really need it as much as we should. So, alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 bones here too. Where are we going? That way. 675. Looks like that's multi-bone as well. It's gotta get up the slope here. Launch fuel's down to 12%. We have one more launch left. Alright, so this one has some bones on top and some bones down below. Alright, so we're going to get at least 3 here. 2, 3. Oh, we got 2 more. 4 and 5. It looks like we got some bones down there. Ow. 6. Make sure you don't open the other ones by accident. 7. Any more? Take a look around, you'll see the yellow icons at the top. That's it. So 7 bones on this one. We're up to 66. Not bad. There we go. All the way up. Switch. Large. Okay, we're done. Let's scan for the next grouping. 986. So we got 10 bones to go at the very least. If we get 9, we're in good shape. But 10 is what we need. Now our launch fuel is empty, so as we come in, we're going to refuel one more time. You notice we've only used 2 of the launch fuels. Isn't that fascinating? And a little bit of uranium earlier. But alright, so this is where we get to the point where we're getting like 1 or 2 bones each. So we'll get a few, but we're getting them. That's the important part. Okay, there's one here. Oh, there it is. 990. Okay, there we go. Okay, off we go. Just made it into the ship. We can get like 8 bones. That'll be good, but I don't think we're going to get them all here. We're probably only going to get like 1 or 2. There we go. Yeah, this one only has 1. It looks like it's been dug out. That's the funny part. So we haven't been here. It's just looks like somebody's already excavated. I don't know how that works out. There we are. Okay, go there. Now there is a couple more sites over here that you can go to at 990 and at 938. But I found that just keep up with where you're going. Okay, even though those 2 sites would be good, I think they only have like 1 or 2 bones each, and that's it. This one has a little bit more. But it helps us find more bones later. Yeah, there's only 2 here. That's okay. Because we're getting to the end. You see how it says that there should be more bones this way? Now we can go back the way we came. But the ship is pointed in the right direction, so we're going to head that way. If you want to, here's a little trick too. So see it says like 1155. That's really stepwise. 150 steps is really not that far. So get over to the next plane. Take a look. You can get under 1,000. Oh, there you go. You just found it. Right there. And then just bring your ship in. Again, you aren't using much launch fuel, so just go ahead and use it. I could have just ran back, but here's the ship. Much quicker. Launch fuel, 50%. Look at that. We're still doing good with that. Okay. And we're going to come in. Now, again, there's probably not many bones here, but that's alright. We only need 4 at the least. Oh, wow. Okay, so here's 1. The rest, I think, are down below me. Okay. Check. Alright, 2. Don't take the red one. 3. And here's a 4th. Alright, good. So that brings us up to 75, guys. We're actually done. We don't have to get any more here if we don't want to. So what I will do is I'm debating whether I'm going to get more bones or not. See, the bones are too far away to scan now. So if we wanted to get more, we could. But you're going to get 1 bone at every single site anyway. So this could complete it out if you wish. Now, if you want to, go a little further, take the extra time to get the extra bones if you want to get all 80. Let's go ahead and bring it in, take a look, and see what we find. Oh, there we go. 419. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and see how many bones we can get more. Almost went too far. Alright. looks like we got 2. 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to stop here. Okay, so we got 3 done. So that's 78 bones. We're going to get 2 more. You get 1 at every single dig site. So let's get the other 2 elsewhere. So I'm going to switch over to dig 1. There we go. We're going to head out. Dig 1 is over that way. Let's line up. There we go. And we're on our way. Is there anything that we need? We don't need this. It's multi-tool slots, force field, shell greaser. Yes, it's going to help us, but it's really not that important. It could help us if we did more. And everything else is just your usual stuff. Salvage, scrap, polished stone. Don't need any of that either. So we're just going to go to dig 1 and complete it out. So this should get you far enough along that you literally don't have to gather any more materials. You should have just about everything you need. You need one more thing called marrow bone. You can get 2 of them. You can get 1 at just about every single dig site, but you can get 2 of them at specifically the second rendezvous, or GPS 2. So the way you find this, by the way, these dig sites do not show up on scanners. That's the first comball I've seen in ages. This one, it's always on the left glowy area over here, the smaller one. This is your dig site. If you have plants to scan, don't scan them here. There's no plants anywhere near you. Okay, oops, that's interesting. I literally appeared right on top of the skeleton. Alright, so go here, get 1 bone. That's number 79. Run over to this guy, let's get dig 1 taken care of. I'm not going to go through the dialogue. Okay, you do have to hang around for a couple moments to get one of the other milestones. That milestone is Junior Field Agent, collect a complete fossil. It just has to recognize you have all the bones on you already. Each one of these collect a complete fossil. You have to stick around. While you're waiting, get your dig reward. It gives you the display that you can use and inventory slots that you can always use. Okay? Once it says you've reached the location, it'll give you that milestone. You can get in your ship and leave. No use in continuing. Now we can build the skeleton here if we wish. You can do that if you want. That's up to you. I choose to do it all at once at the last location. So now we're going to go on to GPS 2. There it is. All the way over here. And you'll notice it's 616 light years with your 2 upgrades. 1 jump. You don't have to worry about pirates. So we're just going to keep going here. So we're an hour and 12 minutes into our episode here. So we've been doing this for, what, about an hour and 5, hour and 8, something like that, with the exception of the 1 crash that we had, unexpected. Now we do have to go back in here and select dig 2, so it tells us where to go. There you go. Line up and on our way. There we go. So everything from this point forward is fairly straightforward. It's just basically going to dig sites, getting this particular one, so you have the ability to get that. Number 3, same thing, go to this dig site, get your senior field agent, dig site, principal field agent, and at number 4, what we're going to do when we get out at number 4 is we're going to go ahead and whip up the broth and serve a bone to Kronos. Okay, so we'll get these 2 taken care of. We will be getting this last bone here at our next location. So these will all be filled in except for this one. And if you go to 5, we will be selling at the very end as well. At dig 5, we'll complete everything out. So that gives you a rough idea of how our game plan is. You notice that it's really, we don't have to do anything else but cook the bone broth, which we need the marrow bone for, and then sell something to Kronos, or feed a bone to Kronos. You got all the bones you need. You just need 1 more. You're going to get that one here. This is, by the way, this particular rendezvous, GPS 2, is the longest run you have to make in Pulse. It just takes you absolutely forever to get there. It's literally a 1-minute flight. So, yeah, that takes a little bit. But from this point forward, it's going to take you maybe 10 more minutes of gameplay to get this completed. So, this video should be under an hour and a half. And we'll get everything complete for you. And to find this one, coming in at this angle here, let me get my boosters going, follow the ridge line here, this ridge that I'm pointing straight at here. go just to the left of it. It followed around the curve to the right. And you're going to have a very strange shape on the ground in front of you, and that is where your, see, where your dig site is located right here. Remember those plants you needed? I don't need them anymore, but if you need plants, there are 4 plants to your right. There's 2 large ones and a couple of smaller ones over here, so you can scan 4 more plants and get that out of the way. Okay, so while you're here, let's talk to our GPS dude. And again, I'm not going to go through the dialogue. Okay, we're done. Go ahead and get the reward. Dig 2. There's our display. We get 5 more inventory slots. There we go. And collect your last bone while you're here. There we go. And there it is. And don't worry about the thermal protection. You're not spending enough time here, even if there was a storm. So you'll notice that we got the associate field agent, and you'll see too that we have our 80 bones. All completed. Okay, let's get going. Launch thrusters. We're going to use one of our 3 left ones. We didn't really even need the uranium, but I did use it one time, as you noticed. But you literally will never use up all your launch fuel, so there's nothing really to worry about as far as that's concerned. I get it just in case I need it, but there's that. All right, we're going on to 3. 3 is not as far, at 445 light years. So this is probably the easiest way to get it done. I so far have found it to be the quickest way. Okay, so we're in Rendezvous 3 system. I forgot to, it's a bountiful planet, that's very nice. I forgot to choose dig 3. It should be to the right, there it is. And there's your dig site, right? Let's go ahead and select it, get locked up. There we go. It's around the other side, it's on a moon. And the moon is straight in front of us, right over there, is called Maslowel. Ancient bones, so if you need to get some more bones, you can get them here as well. This is another good moon to try to find them all on. I have yet to try it there, but considering the fact that I had to get bones to begin with, I thought it easier just to get it at that other system. So I may try some other ideas. Now notice there's a storm going on. This one's going to be really hard to find. If you can see that freighter from space, it is right there. Is where you find your dig site. You see it? You see it? In between the freighter and the ridge. Best way to find it. If you can find it. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like there was a storm going on unless it just let up. If it'll let you land. There we go. Now it's going to put me all the way over here. Love that. Taking off will probably take just about as long. So, anywho. Alright, we'll get ourselves back. Plus there's some extra plants here if you need to scan them. Let's talk to our attendant here. He's a talker. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I have a battery on my person. I think it's in my starship. It is the only battery that I have left, I think. Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. I don't need the battery. So we're done here. There's our senior field agent. We got that. We can just leave. There you go. Okay. You notice that my hyperdrive's only down to 35%. We only got 2 more jumps to go. We've only used 20% of it. Unbelievable. Off we go. Next jump, we're going on to GPS 4. And that one is quite a ways away. You'll see it's all the way over here. 590 light years. It is the second furthest jump you'll be making. The last jump is extremely short. There we go. And so we're going to talk to Cronus now. Now the reason I'm doing it here is because when you exit the anomaly, you will be facing GPS 4. Okay, while you're in here, go ahead and grab GPS 3. Get your upgrade real quick. Go back in here real quick and choose number 4. So you're ready to go, basically. Let's see where it lands us today. Ooh, pretty good parking space. Good. The anomaly is not going to give you a good parking space usually. It will just randomize. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So we're going to run up here to Cronus. Now, remember we have to cook the bone broth, right? I forgot to get the bone meals, didn't I? I did forget to get the bone meals. Let me show you a little trick on that, though. So you could have got that at number 2 at the dig sites, and I'll show you one of those when we get there, one of the wheelbarrows. But if you need bone meal, grab any 2 bones. Let me see, I'm going to grab you. I'm going to grab 2. And just take them, drop them in, and you'll get softened marrow. That's all you need. You need 2 of them. Drop them in, separate it, 1 each, and you can get bone broth. There you go. Quick way around that. Alright, and then talk to Cronus. Let's get our reward. Hold on. There you go. Now, contrary to popular opinion, you do not feed the bone broth to Cronus. You have to feed him a bone. You can cook a bone if you wish. So what we're going to do is we're going to present him with the masked skull. I love his comments. And there you go. You presented a dish of bones. Bone broth is not what you present. You will not get the achievement for that. Alright, so we're done with Cronus. And we can head out. So, just to be clear, let's get out of the space station. We'll get on our way to Rendezvous 4, or GPS 4 as it's called. There we go. We're already lined up. See, look at that. Pretty nice, nifty. Locked in. So, just to be clear, we got 1 to do here, 1 to do in Phase 2, 1 to do in Phase 3. We still have to do the exchange, but we'll get to that later, so there's 2 to do there. We got GPS 4 we're heading to. We'll get these 2 done, and we'll have 1 to do here, and then 5, which we'll get right away. We'll get that, and then we just have to reassemble the skeleton and sell. So, that's where we are with this. So we're on our way to 4 right now. And it is not quite as far, but it is pretty far. This one's about 55 seconds instead of 59, but it's a pretty far run to get there. While you're here, you can go ahead and feel free to recharge your pulse engines with the pyrite that you picked up, and if you think your launch fuel needs it, you can go ahead and charge it up too. You notice our hyperdrive is down to 29%, but we only have 1 more jump to go, and then we're done. So, plenty of launch fuel, plenty of hyperdrive fuel that we needed. You do need 2. If you just put 1 in there, it is not quite enough to get you that last jump. So you do need a second warp cell for that. So that's the only reason you need 2 of them. Okay, so we're coming in on Dig 4, so we're going to show you where that's located. Fortunately, no storms again, so that's good. Dig 4 is probably one of the easier ones to find. You're coming across the water here, and it is literally straight beyond the location it's pointing you at right now. Just head straight, and you'll see it. Keep going straight. Keep going straight. It's right next to that darkened spot right there. And there you go. Right in front of me. I'm going to land on top of the tent again. All right. Nope, we're good. We're good. Alright, so these wheelbarrows is what I was talking about. If you collect stuff from the wheelbarrows, sometimes it gives you dirt, sometimes it gives you other stuff. I'll get to him in a moment. Let me show you. See, polished stone. Hold on. Rusted metal, and then there's 1 more over here. Softened marrow. So softened marrow, you can usually get at least 1 at each site. Okay. Let's talk to our friend, offer assistance, and we're done. So 4 is complete. Again, we'll wait around the requisite few seconds to get this taken care of. Give us 7 inventory slots, so if you really were hurting for inventory, go ahead and grab that. Alright. We should get the achievement any second. There it is. Okay, Principal Field Agent. Let's go ahead and select number 5 while we're here. So you see 4 is completed out, except for that one, and 5. Go there. Launch fuel is in good shape. It's the last time we'll have to launch our ship. And we're going off to number 5. 5, again, is a very short distance. It's literally right there. Yeah, 200 light years away. Alright. Location for 5 is actually also pretty easy to find. So I'll show you that here in just a moment. It's going to be behind us and to the left. I usually like to flip over so I'm heading to the top of the planet and lined up with it a little better. I'll put that up to you. 30 seconds out. And we're going to be doing several milestones here. So we got the dig, we've got the collected the bones, so that's 2. Then we're going to assemble all the skeletons, that's 3. We're going to trade a bone with the bone trader here, so that's 4, and then sell him what we have left, that's number 5. And we'll be completing out all 5 of them. Not to mention the assembling the bones is 5 in their own right, so that's really 9 milestones we're going to hit. Alright, so this one, if you look at the curve of the mountains there, and where you're heading a little bit lower and straight in front of that one mountain right there. See? So that's your dig site. Okay, let's land. And we're done. Okay, last time we'll have to land. If you need that last bone, there it is. Some discarded dirt that you can go through. I'm circling all the way around, apparently. Didn't need to. Okay, so here's our attendant. Okay, and we're done. So you report it to the final site. You're going to get the achievement for Master Agent or whatever it is. Hold on a second. It'll say destination reached. Master of Bones, there you go. So before we talk to the trader, we want to set up our skeletons, okay? So, oh, gotta get GPS 5 first, hold on. There we go. You can get this if you wish. I'm going to go ahead and just put it in here. Alright, so go into our build menu. Here's our 5 displays. Just set them up right next to each other. 2. Big one, 3. I seem to be running out of room. 4. We'll put this one over here. Alright, so let's start with 1. We're going to assemble the bones. Any skull will do. You don't have to be perfect here, folks, unless you really, really want to. I'm just going to choose whatever I can. You see it's got the 4 legs, so I'm just going to go with standard legs here. There we go. And then a tail. There we go. All done. Package it. Package it because these things are worth a lot of money. So when you sell them, they're going to be worth quite a bit. Second one. Looks like a swimmer. Okay, looks like I've got flippers in the back. We're going to do the skull again. Long neck. There you go. I'm going to do the tail, which is a curly. Lower limbs look like flippers. Her limbs look like hands, like these. There you go, as close as we can get. Now you get your achievements immediately. Go ahead and go through them because you will... Oh, I can get into there. Good. Skull. Torso. Doesn't make a difference which one you choose. Wings. I choose the flippers usually when I want wings. I'm going to choose legs and hind legs. There you go. Package it. Ugly son of a gun. Get the next one. There we go. Skull. Torso. Doesn't make a difference. Try not to use the long ones. They're just kind of weird looking. You can use anything you want here. I'm going to choose this, and it'll give us a nice looking weird wing. The rear ones look like flippers, but I don't think we have any more of those, so I'm just going to choose those. And tail. Look at my curly tail. Package it. Alright. One more to go. There we go. This is the weird one, so just choose whatever you want here. You can give a long body or not. It's up to you. Upper limbs. Looks like the grasping type, so I'm going to go ahead and grab those. Lower limbs look like legs, and any tail will do. Package it. Okay, achievement coming. Milestone complete. Milestone complete. Okay, so now we need to trade the bones. So that's the first thing we're going to do here. Let's trade. Browse file solid. Just choose anything you want. Anything will do here. Like if I put all 3 of these in here, it will make my choice excellent, and I can just make the offer. Okay, you're done with that. Let's get the achievement. See, traded fossils with a collector. We got that. So what do we have left? Remember, I was telling you guys this. 1 is complete, 2 complete, 3 complete, 4 complete, 5 complete. Except for selling the fossils. So when you go back in, you're going to browse, and you're going to go to the sell stage. Look at your amount. I got about 5 million, just shy of it, so I need 7.5. 7.4 will do. If you sell these, they sell for a lot more. See? Mace-like, Predator, just keep going through. See, one of the displays just sold for quite a bit. Okay, we're not quite there, right? There's another display. That should get us all the way there. We'll go with just a couple more bones to get us over the 7.5, and we're done. No reason to sell anymore. Give it the moment. There's your 2.5. We're complete. All choices have been complete. Okay, so you're done. We're an hour and a half into this. I'm going to go back into the menu here, and we're going to take a look at what you can get. So the phases themselves, the phase rewards are usually the cool things. So go with the plans. You're going to get all the kinds of poster plans and stuff like that for an achievement. So you can grab those. You also get, over here, you get a living fossil companion egg. So you literally have a creature that'll follow you around that is a living fossil. Go ahead and grab that. You've got the Basilisk Crown Multi-Tool. Let me show you that one real quick. That is this item here. It is a really cool multi-tool. Looks really, really neat. Comes with some decent upgraded slots on it too. They all are within this range. I think you get 2 here and 2 here or something like that. It's really, really cool, especially once you get it upgraded to an S-Class. So I'm going to compare it, and I'll go ahead and take it. There you go. Look at that. Is that neat? Better lighting? You want some better lighting? We can get some better lighting. Let's get some better lighting. There you go. And that's what the multi-tool looks like. Really, really cool. I like it. Okay. Finally, on number 4, you get some more plans. You get the hard pack customization. Okay, that gives you the jetpack that you can put on your back. And finally, number 5 gives you some titles, decals, and more banners. You can go ahead and grab those. And then the final one that you get in the final phase is you get the Livingstone customization set. That is a complete suit made out of stone. Really cool looking. I like the way it looks. So you go ahead and grab that, amongst with getting all the other relative pieces and parts that you want to get. Alright guys, so that should take care of it. We are done with this expedition. Let's go ahead and exit this mode. And I'm just going to show you how long it took in-game. 1 hour and 9 minutes. So literally I got this taken care of in 1 hour and 9 minutes by talking to you the whole time. So that is an incredibly fast time for anybody to be able to do this. I think you guys can get it definitely done within an hour and a half. I think you can get it done within 2 very, very easily. So go ahead and get that Relics expedition done. Remember, it's going to be going on for only, it says 4 more weeks. That's as of Tuesday. That's as of today. So once today is out, it's probably going to drop to 3. So you got some time to get it done, but don't put it off to the last minute. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. This is ElanPaul. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.